I got my notepad.
All right, we're recording. So welcome everybody. Just a quick kind of impromptu call with all of you. We're trying to get on with the different markets that have LifeVantage Academy coming to town, kind of what we know and answering any questions that you guys have to the best of our ability. Super excited that you guys are on board with this. There were a few places that Michelle and I fought very hard from Costa Rica while they were making the decisions. We broke away from a family trip and spent a couple hours going back and forth on the phone. I won't quite say demanding, but forcefully and politely saying these are the markets that we expect to be on the tour, and they deserve to be on the tour. So Edmonton was one of those cities, and I think you guys, know what you've put into building this over the last couple of years. The hard work it takes to get a market up and running, and the struggles that you have, regardless how much expertise or knowledge you gain while doing it, it isn't easy. So any tools and additional trainings and benefit that we can add as a company, as a team, as distributors, is just beneficial to everybody. So we're super excited that this is coming back. In the form that it is. I can tell you that premier schools, when they used to exist, were a wonderful tool for us, especially here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, because we had one on a monthly basis. And having a regular rotation, at that point in time, it was, even some sixes were involved with that. Sixes, sevens, eights, nines, and tens coming through your market on a regular basis when it wasn't a month that a corporate event was going on was huge. It absolutely helped us explode our market. So we know the possibilities that exist by having this in your market. However, we also know that in getting it set up and established and running smoothly can be frustrating at times as well. So there is going to be a learning curve for everybody involved. This is the first time that we're going to see on a massive scale a distributor-run version of the premier schools. For those of you that don't know, when the chief sales officer changed to Dave Phelps, he actually got rid of the premier schools. We continued to run them on an individual team basis here in Sioux Falls and throughout the United States. I know that you guys have done Super Saturdays on a regular basis that kind of mimicked what we did in the premier school. But this is really trying to undo what we felt was an incorrect decision made by Dave Phelps a couple of years ago. So it is not going to be company run, though. It is initiated and run by the Pro 10s. And I can tell you that this conversation has been happening in as far as we know, and it's I guarantee you longer than what we know, for at least, I would go back as far as 7 or 8 months, that we've been having communications with certain people in LifeVantage about getting this put together and who was going to be on board and who wasn't. When we had the most recent departure of a couple of Pro 10s that seemed to solidify all of the Pro 10s into agreeing that this was the direction the company needed to go, and that the Pro 10s needed, whether the corporate staff was going to do this or not. The Pro 10s banded together and said, we'll take this on, and we're all on the same page as far as how this is going to go. So at that point in time, it was just deciding what cities and who is going to speak. The decision has been made at this point that it's going to be a rotation of 8, 9s, and 10s into the 23 cities that are LifeVantage Academies that were announced at the last Elite Academy, okay? So those 23 cities will always have an 8, 9, or a 10 that are coming through. And I can't even begin to tell you the caliber of people that you're going to have training on a monthly basis. It's ridiculous. And to get that sort of training especially for new people or people that feel like they're stuck or struggling. It's just going to be huge because you have that commitment from this Pro 10 group that they'll send somebody that they've approved. It's not all the 8s and 9s that are doing this. It's paid as and approved by all the Pro 10s that they're qualified to teach. So those are a little bit of the parameters. And I just wanted to give you guys the background of what's going on because in the business world, we're doing this as independent distributors, but you've got to think of this as well as a corporation that's being run that's a $200 million corporation. Okay, and so the wheels don't move necessarily all in rhythm all the time, and they don't necessarily move at the same speed all the time. And it doesn't necessarily perform 100% properly at all times. But I think with what's happened and what's transpired with this, we've really got great sync between all the different mechanisms that are operating behind the scenes and getting this established. So bear with us, especially the first couple of months as we iron out, or the Pro 10s and the trainers iron out what's going on, because there will probably be minor tweaks and changes to this LifeVantage Academy as it goes forward. So 10,000 foot overview. That's kind of what's happened over the last 8 to 12 months. We're now looking out, what is it? Today's the 7th? Something like that, approximately.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so today's the 7th. We're looking about 10 days out from the LifeVantage Academy kicking off in Edmonton. We couldn't be more thrilled to have you guys representing the company in Canada as one of the only 2 cities selected in Canada to be getting this. So it is a huge honor, and it is because of the effort and the time that you guys have poured into doing this business and doing it right, and becoming leaders. So congratulations to you on that. Do you want to talk quick about promoting this and getting people there?
For sure. So, like Sean said, I mean, this is huge deal that you guys have this in your area. I can't even explain to you the magnitude of the people that take full advantage of what is going to happen in your market on a monthly basis, minus Elite Academy months and convention months. The people that take advantage of that on a consistent basis are having regular meetings, are having regular calls and building to the event. Your businesses will explode. But you have to do the work in between, and you will be having people there that are going to be wowed by the training. Like he said, I wish that you could know, and I wish that we could download our brains into yours with what happens and what happened in markets when people did take advantage of it. So I'm super excited for you guys that you have it. And my prayer and my wish to you is that you take this and run with this and dig deep, and don't take advantage of having Master Pro 10s, 9s, and 8s coming through, because this is a big deal, and I do not want it to go away for you guys, because they can pull out if numbers don't come. And so getting as many butts and seats, you hear that a lot, just get butts and seats, get butts and seats, get butts and seats. All you need to do is get butts and seats, just be focused on that. So what I would be doing from now until the 17th is doing as many meetings as possible. I would be getting home meetings going. I would be getting some bigger meetings going. I would be doing as many 3-way calls. I would be doing as many Zooms as you can. I would be following up with people that you've been talking to and dripping on for quite a while, and letting them know what's going on and what's happening in your area, and let them know about the study, about the lifespan study, about a woman that has been in the industry for over 20 years. You can show them the earnings disclosure statement, what she's earning. She's a top author on Amazon. She's out there, and she's coming to the market to build this for you guys. So doing those meetings and building to the event is the best thing that you can be doing. And, when you're calling and having meetings, a couple tricks that I was thinking about that we love to do here is if you have a meeting tomorrow night and I see Karen's name. Karen's doing the meeting tomorrow night. And you have a friend that's coming, and she says tonight that she's coming. Well, tomorrow, get Karen on the phone with you and say, oh my goodness gracious, Karen is so excited she wanted to meet you. And Karen can just get on the phone and say, I'm so excited that you're coming. I've heard so much about you, this and that. And what will happen because of that is they're going to feel bad if they don't come because they heard that Karen is so excited to meet them. Just little tricks in that regard makes all the difference. What other little things have we done?
What's the last date for them to register?
The last day for you guys to register is on the 15th.
Okay.
So, and then the price goes up to $35 US.
Do you have access, Danny, to who is and who isn't enrolled at this point? You're muted.
Oh, you're muted.
Yes.
Oh, do we need to unmute her?
No, she should be able to unmute. Let's see.
Yeah.
There you are.
No, I have no idea. They
Okay.
haven't told me. I don't know.
Okay.
So,
So,
I'll see with Maggie. You should have, because I know Marilyn got
on
it.
the sidelines as well. Some didn't even know. Some that didn't attend Anaheim had no idea. So I did a post on Facebook today, like really need to get it out there even more so people know, because if they weren't in Anaheim, they don't know. They're not checking Big Blue. Big Blue, it's still vague because they're not advertising who the speaker is. It is there though. But yeah, so I'll keep doing posts on Canadian Facebook page and because there are teams out there that don't know. I know Cindy and Lynette are from other teams online, and I have reached out to a few others that I know.
Perfect.
Right? There's Lynette.
hey there.
Hi, Lynette.
So here would be my suggestion is use as many different mediums as you can to contact people. Facebook is great. We have a lot of people that, they check that constantly. They're updated with it. Some people still use email quite a bit. But there isn't going to be a better medium than picking up the phone and contacting each one of your distributors. And if that distributor isn't going to duplicate down and contact all of their direct people, I would drill down into their organization and make sure that you personally contact every single person that you can to get them there. We're talking about getting training, 3 to 4 hours from Carrie Dickey, training by somebody who has built their organization not once, not twice, but several different times in different companies, and has made 8 figures doing this. Her business probably right now is doing $40 million a year in revenue and earning northwards of $1.5 million. So $1.5 million a year. So well over $100,000 a month. And anybody that's going to balk at spending $25 US or $32 Canadian or whatever the cost is to learn from an expert in the field, they don't realize what they have, and they're not truly counting this as a business. We've paid for trainings that we've gone to where, we're spending several $100s to listen to somebody for several hours teach us on, a business or an industry, or, working on personal development, things like that. So one thing that I think will be of benefit is, as the leaders of your organizations, is the messaging and the direction that you give them will kind of set the mood for how it's received by your organizations and by your cities. So to me, that's what I would be highlighting, who this person is, their accomplishments, and the value that's going to be derived off of that. To pay for going to attend that event, if you had somebody that had $100 or $120, let's say, as a new PC, that you get 30% paid the next Friday. So if you can find enough value to get one PC that spends $120, you're going to get $36 paid the next Friday. Can we agree that Carrie Dickey's probably going to provide more nuggets to you than just enough to get one PC into your business? And so those are the mindsets that I would set, and the expectations that I'd set with people is this is non-negotiable. If you're in this, to treat it even like a part-time business, you're there. I'll tell you, some of the sacrifices Michelle and I have done to attend these and to train at these. When they were premier schools, 2 of our anniversaries in a row, we were on the road teaching. We were on a family vacation in Florida that we left my parents and my kids for a day and a half, and we drove 5 hours one way to go to a meeting, to go to the premier school so we wouldn't miss it. There's been days that we've had, kids stuff going on that we've had to rearrange our complete schedules to make it work. So we realize that there's sacrifices that people are going to have to make and initiate to get there. But to me, again, if somebody honestly wants to do this as a business, even part-time, this is non-negotiable.
Yeah.
It's in your city. It's in Edmonton. Even if it was within 4 hours,
Yes.
We have people that drive from North Dakota down to Sioux Falls 6 hours. She has how old's her baby?
She has
2 months?
6 children and a baby that is 2 months. She went to Elite Academy when the baby was 14 days. She leaves at like 12 to 2 o'clock in the morning, drives 6 hours to Sioux Falls, gets here, sleeps in her car for a little bit. Sometimes she'll get a hotel room and sleep for a little bit, and then attends the 4 hours of training, goes to lunch with everybody, gets to meet, the speakers, networks with everybody, and then drives another 6 hours home to her 6 children and her husband. And she did it twice this month for the one tour and for our Premier School Leadership Academy. And when we first got started, when I would hear that there would be an elite distributor, it didn't have to be a master. We only had like one master Pro 10 back then. An elite distributor in Minneapolis, which is 4 hours away. I didn't even think about it. I got in the car and I drove 4 hours there, and I didn't have any guests or any distributors with me. But it was just because I had to keep feeding my mind and my brain. I had to go there, and they needed to know who I was, that I was going to be there, and build relationships with them so that they could remember who I was, so that when I needed them, they knew that I was committed, and they would take my calls for my team, because your team is watching every single thing that you do. And if you're going to do these things, they're going to do these things. If they see that it's important from you, they're going to know that it's important. And we have not missed one event, because it was very strong in the very beginning. When we got started, they said, you never, ever miss an event unless it's your death. I mean, there is certain things in life, right? You have a child's wedding or different things like that. But they were serious about that. And we went to our first ever convention 2 weeks after we had enrolled. And I'll never forget that one master distributor said those words. And Sean and I were like, when we went, we didn't think we were going to build this as a big business, but we saw the big vision, as we know, all of us that have been to Elite Academy and convention, how big of a deal when you go there, how it is. So we saw that. And I said to Sean, oh my gosh, they said we can never, ever miss a premier school, an Elite Academy, or convention if we want to do this. And we had a family trip actually up to Canada, and we hadn't seen Sean's family in years. And it was like 3 months away. I said, oh my gosh, it's during the exact same time as his family reunion, and we haven't seen them forever. But they said if we really want to do this, which we saw that this was real, we have to cancel the trip. And so we called up his family and we said, we're sorry, but this is really important to us. And, we love you. Please forgive us. But we're just trying to stress that this is important. And your signal is high. And not all of your team is going to go, and that's okay. Some of them might come back around later, but you go, and the right ones will come, and they will go. But you teaching your team, and this week as you're registering, really saying, what do you really want out of this? Do you really, really want this? Even if it's, for some people, a couple $100. Do you want this? You're going to be learning from the top people how to do this and how to love on people and how to talk to them and how to resolve their concerns and how to close them and how to just become a better person. Do you really want this? If you want this, you need to do this for you. You need to do this for yourself and just get there. And then they'll see. And, that's when you are making an impact on people's lives, is when they see your conviction. Because I've had distributors on our team who are now elite distributors who, we all go through this growth phase of trying to be strong and know that money is tight for some people and you feel bad. And you can go into Elite Academy or some things like this where they're like, we don't have enough money. Well, we just have to figure it out. And they would feel bad. And they say, now I get it, Michelle. Now I see why you have to be so strong, because it's our responsibility to get them there and to find a way to get them the money to get there. Because when we are strong with that, we're being good leaders and we're caring about them. We can't worry about the other stuff, because when we bring people into this business, it's our responsibility, if they want this, to help them get there. So anyway.
And I'll add this a little bit, and then we'll open it up for questions. Is just reiterating what she said, that not everybody's going to do this, but I would definitely use this as one point in your business that you evaluate who you're spending the most time with is the people that are going to take this serious and that are going to show up. Because if they can't carve out 4 hours on a Saturday to go train from one of the best in the industry in the world, they're probably not that serious about doing this. So I'd use that as a barometer. And then, going forward is making sure that you're an expert promoter from what happens in September to the event that's going to happen in November, right? So, what they missed, we can translate the information. We can't translate the emotion, things like that. And the opportunity itself, again, being right there in Edmonton to use it as a tool. So we've kind of rambled on, I think, long enough. What questions do you guys have that we can help answer on how to maximize this, or, what it looks like for you?
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
So about getting new people to it that haven't seen it, would you advise that, but that have not, just getting, anybody there? But if people haven't seen this business yet, how would you suggest going about that?
So I can tell you here in Sioux Falls, and what I understand for the program to be intended for is Friday night, and this one's going to be a little bit weird because the presenters are just coming off the Elite Retreat trip, and so they might be getting into markets a little bit later on Friday than a typical Friday. But how it's going to normally work is Friday evening is more going to be a meet and greet for what is it for those cities? Pro 5s?
I can't remember.
Pro 5 and up. We can clarify that, but I think for the ones that have the LifeVantage Academy, it's 5s and ups, and then for anybody with a Super Saturday, it's Pro 3s and up, more as a meet and greet and kind of a smaller market deal. And then on the Saturday, what it's designed for is 4 hours of training, in-depth nuts and bolts, how to build the business. So how I would utilize what's going to happen here when Sunny comes into town is somebody that's seen the ABC video. They might have been to a presentation or two, and they're kind of on the fence of whether or not they want to do this as a business, because after 4 hours of training, and paying $25, either us paying for them to go or them paying to be there, they're going to know one way or another if this is for them or not. So that's how I would use it. It might be a little bit trickier having somebody that doesn't really know anything attend an event like this.
Yeah, I would. That's why, in suggesting to do as much as you can tonight, tomorrow, the next days. I mean, just do everything you can, you guys, to have as many meetings. I mean, get that, Oh my gosh, just that anxiety almost feeling of I need to have as many people there, because I promise you, when you are there that Saturday or Friday night, whatever, you are going to be wishing that more people would be there. And you're going to be regretting that you didn't follow up with some people or that you didn't make some calls. So just do everything that you can now up until, even the night before, just to be talking to people and meeting with them and sharing, the product story, the business story, your story and whatnot. And if they seem to have any sort of interest, then to get there, because it'll be incredible.
And it's an easy invite, you guys. Hey, this lady's coming from Southern California. She's one of the top earners in all of network marketing. It's unbelievable. You got to check out this ABC Primetime video and see why I'm excited about this. It's crazy that she's coming to Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Get them to see the video. See what their interest level is at that point. Can you imagine we can be the first people in Canada to learn about this and learn how to do this as a business? It's crazy. How often do we get to know about it first? How many people do you know in Alberta that are struggling, that something's changed in their life over the last 18 to 24 months in the oil industry, things have changed. And can you imagine it if you could find a roadmap to make an extra $1,000 or $2,000 a month part-time? Things like that.
I have a question, Sean, Michelle. Yeah. In regards to other people that are in other network marketing businesses, I was thinking this might be a great opportunity to invite them anyways, because they will learn so much for their own business, but in a sideways way of showing them the culture of LifeVantage and what this is.
Yeah.
Do you recommend that, bringing in other people from other directions that way?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there could be tremendous value in that if they kind of know what it's about, that they're getting training. I mean, this training is going to be valid whether you're in our company or another network marketing company for sure, and even people that aren't, the personal development aspect as well too. So there's lots of different things that people will take away from this.
Yeah, and I think with those people, it's always cheering them on, with what they're doing, because they might still just love where they're at, but loving on them, because if they see what we have, and regardless if she does a meeting or not, she'll talk about Protandem within her training and different products, and hearing some of that and seeing the passion, and like you said, with the culture. And worst case is they're just going to grow and be better network marketers for their company, and you cheer them on and hope for the best for them. And, many times people end up coming back because you are just so great to them and you're a friend to them, cheering them on, and then something happens with them, and then they do see this unbelievable opportunity that we have.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
I like seeing faces. If you can, turn on your screen. Now that we have question and answers.
Cindy might have a question.
Cindy said she can hear us, but she can't speak.
Okay.
She could type it. Cindy, type your question.
She can maybe text you.
Nothing coming yet. In regards to the dinner on the Friday night, the leadership dinner.
Yes.
I heard from Mikey today, because I asked her about that, because how do you find out who all the Pro 5s are from the other teams, right? I don't know how. She said we will be posting that on Big Blue. So I guess I'm going to post that on Big Blue. Here where we are, we have such a small handful of Pro 5s. So I believe we're going to open it up to Pro 4, because that way more people can get a feel, go for dinner, and that type of thing. And so,
awesome.
So it will be Pro 4 and up, and it's at the hotel, and so I'll be posting that on Big Blue.
Perfect. Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Do you guys have any way of communication? Do you guys have like a Canadian Facebook page that you can post some of this stuff on, or Alberta Facebook page for all teams, or anything like that?
There is a Canadian Facebook page, but it's kind of used. I mean,
Okay.
things like we looks at yours a lot.
Sure.
And I guess I could put it on the regular LifeVantage page. Do you know why they're not advertising who's in which market? Like they've chosen not to do that?
They may do it in the future. It's still being discussed, because really we get both sides. It's wonderful to promote, and actually we probably shouldn't be talking so much about Carrie tonight. It's just that it comes out. It's amazing to promote who the person is and to bring it and to tell everybody and to do that, but also on the other side, everybody should be there. So it's a matter of promoting to the event, and you got to be there, and here's why, and here's this. I mean, it's just a no question deal. So I know it's still being discussed, so we'll see how it goes. I don't know if you have anything else on that.
No,
There's two different schools of thought on it.
And
Right.
and the other thing that I would say about the getting other teams knowledgeable about the event as far as what's happening, spread the message as much as you can, but some of this is going to be disseminated, at the training itself. That in November, here's what's going to happen the Friday before. Make sure that your teams or whoever's there as a Pro 4 and above knows that going forward, this will be every Friday, every third Friday of the month.
Yes.
Because the Leadership Academies always fall on the third Saturday of the month. So the night before, we know that there's going to be this Pro 4 on up event in our market.
Yeah, good point. Yes, get out the calendars every third Saturday. That's what we've known for 5.5 years, is every third Saturday of the month we're busy, unless it's Elite Academy.
Oh, okay. I have a question from Cindy. She wants to know, and I don't know this either, will it be Zoomed on the 17th?
No, there will be absolutely zero video recording that's going to be allowed. They will actually, if they need to, ask somebody to leave the event if they're recording this, or if they're videotaping it, they're audio taping it, they're streaming it. There's actually a contract that we have to sign as presenters, and part of that is signing off that we're okay with the company that's been established to run all of this, that the Pro 10s are in charge of. They actually control the rights to the video and the audio that's going out here. And I think what they're anticipating is that they're going to utilize this as pro audios going forward, so they can get the information out that way, and they kind of have control of the messaging that's coming out and what exactly is being put out there, and that it is approved content that's being sent out to other people. And again, the flip side of this is if I sit there and I stream it on, let's say, Zoom, or I have it on Periscope or something like that, and I went in and I paid $25 with the other 100 people that took the time out of their schedule to show up in person, but there's 10 people that are on this Zoom or this Periscope that stayed in their, in their office or their living room and didn't make the sacrifice of being there in person and pay for the event, pay for that speaker to be there, pay for the building that it's being done in. That there has to be some sort of line drawn that, here's how you get the content. You're either there or you're not. So at this point, there will not be any sort of broadcast of it.
Good question.
Yeah, great question. And I'm assuming that answers that, Cindy?
I guess so. She didn't say anything back.
Okay.
All right.
Who else has questions? Please keep them coming. Whatever we can do for you guys.
Okay, I'm going to throw one out at you guys because I love asking questions.
And everybody appreciates them.
new distributors, and they're like, yeah, okay, you know, they'll try to make it, right? And I'm like, you know, of course, I get it, and I want to convey the urgency, but I also don't want to say, you know, I want to come across correct. Look, if you want this, you're in or out, or, you know, I'm not pulling you out of this or whatever.
Right.
Help me out with that. What can we say?
I'd get them on a quick 3-way call with somebody.
Yes, and I think that is the most powerful thing that you can do, because just like, you know, with a prospect, when you can take yourself out of the equation, obviously they're going to see your actions and you're going to say, I'm all in, I'm never missing anything. They're going to see what you're doing and they know what your why is, maybe, and this and that. But sometimes, you know, getting in and saying, you know, how bad do you want this and that is harder, where it's easier for one of us, but also it's stories. You know, the whole thing of how they talk about facts, you know, tell, stories sell. Well, with this, when you hear stories of Sean and I going to our first ever convention 2 weeks after, Carrie Williams was like, you guys got to go. You guys got to go. And I said, no, thank you. But thank you for thinking of us. You guys got to go. You guys got to go. No, thank you. We both work full time, have an online business. We got girls. We're not thinking of really doing this as a business, but thank you for thinking of us. Carrie calling again. You guys got to go. You guys got to go. No, thank you. And then she said, it will cut 6 to 12 months off your learning curve or more. You got to go. And that's when in my head, I'm like, holy cow. Okay. I'm a busy person that we both are working full time, have our online business, have our kids, have a lady living with us from Spain. We don't have time, but we're passionate about what Protandem and these products are doing. If it can cut up to 12 months or more off of my learning curve, I'm in. And so we ended up going, and because we went, our lives have been forever changed. I know if we wouldn't have gone to that event, our story would not be anywhere where it is right now. And anybody that's been to an event pretty much has a story of what that event did and to them. And so you can share that. And you can't, and hearing it from somebody else does make a difference.
Yep.
And we do that all the time as far as helping people get to elite academies and premier schools, or now the LifeVantage academies. And you can do that as well, you guys, when you're introducing your new distributors to their team. When you're introducing, we are very, very strong and really, really want to always meet the new team. And so by introducing them via Zoom or via the phone, and it's a must, you can do it by text as well, but you have to do it at least over the phone, Zoom. And then one of us can say, oh my goodness, so you're going to be going to Orlando, LifeVantage Academy. You're so blessed and fortunate. You're going to be having one of the top people in the company. You got to get there, and here's why. Then their brain will start going again. You can do that with the new people, and you can let the distributor in your, I hate using the word upline, but you know what I mean, your team, your upline, and just say, I'm trying to get them to LifeVantage Academy. They haven't committed yet. Can you maybe share your story in the midst of talking with them?
Yep. Dolores said, you know, using Feel Felt Found,
Yes.
absolutely. It will change you. You know, not having to travel all the way across the country to have this person here. And I would use this first event kind of as leverage for you to say, you know, here's the deal. Check it out. If you walk away from that event and you didn't get anything of value for the 4 hours that you spent there, I'm not going to bug you about it in November, but I absolutely 100% believe that you dedicating these 4 hours out of your Saturday are going to change your life. It's going to change your business and change your life. So take that leap of faith with me on this first one, and let's see what it's about.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, that was really good.
Writing as fast as I can.
That was really great comment, Dolores. Thank you.
What else? Great questions.
Come on. Come on.
Cool.
Come
All right.
on. Come on.
Well, we won't keep you guys on here if there's nothing else, but I really want to highlight again, be patient with the process. because there are going to be some stuff that isn't anticipated that happens that we're going to have to fix. But they should be minor things because the people that are running these, a lot of them already have the experience of doing on a smaller scale these types of events and the logistics behind it. But keep in mind that between the Super Saturdays and the LifeVantage Academies, this is 36 cities between Canada and the United States that are going to be running at the same time. And so there's a lot of moving parts behind the scenes you don't even see that are complicated and messy, and we won't know, exactly what needs to all be worked out. But I promise you, they will get better and smoother and easier as they go, and you'll start to see and have your stories, like Michelle said, on the value of what you're seeing happen in your own backyard because of what it's going to do for your teams and the growth, and that one nugget that somebody that's been struggling for 2 years all of a sudden goes from Pro 2 to Pro 4. They hear that one thing. Be patient, know that it works.
And you guys, when these people come through, I was talking to Brandon Cunningham right before we got on. He was on Zoom yesterday for over 5 hours, just not for his business and different things that he does on a regular basis, specifically just for LifeVantage Academies. So when you see that, these people come into your market, or you see them at Elite Academy, or any opportunity that you have, just a quick Facebook message, anything, just tell them thank you, because they are doing so much work, and it's not for them. It's for you guys. It's for the new people coming into this. And
I don't know.
What we've heard is we are the first company, we might not be, but all of the 10s are united, and we have a consistent monthly training happening, and all the messaging going out at the same time. That's super cool. So I would just get with your team, get with your Crossline, get with everybody, and band together and do as much as you can between now and the 15th or 17th. But you need to get everybody registered by the 15th, and it is US dollars. And it's just, it is what it is. And stand up and be, holy cow, like what you said, we would spend hundreds and hundreds. So just be okay with that.
Yep.
Sorry, I don't know if there was somebody.
Yeah, Cindy asked one question about the ones that want to do investigation and then leave you hanging. So, people that want to do more investigation, once you've given them information, there's going to be some people that want to do more investigation. I would ask as many questions, though, about what they're looking for as possible, so you can direct them to the right information and point out that the internet's filled with great resources, but it's also filled with a bunch of garbage. And you'd rather send them to a study that the American Heart Association did than them looking at a blogger on the internet that has no factual basis for what they're spouting. So definitely find out what they're looking for. But we always let people do their due diligence. But make sure that their answers are their questions are answered, and then also set good follow-up with them. If they tell you, hey, I want to look at the studies more, okay, great. I'm sure that you're not going to read in depth every single one of the 23 published studies. Even if you read the abstracts to all 21, do you think you could find a little bit of time over the next 2 or 3 days, and I'll call you on Tuesday? Set that follow-up appointment so you're not walking out without, some sort of
it's just up in the air.
Next touch.
Yeah.
So, and these are types of things that you're going to learn at LifeVantage Academy. Carrie's going to go through exactly what you need to do and how to close people. And obviously she's amazing at it. When you can earn 6 figures a month doing a business, I think you understand it inside and out. Why wouldn't somebody want to hear from her on her techniques and get the meat and the nuggets from her?
And Cindy, I just want to just tell you a quick story with me. Don't give up on the people that are leaving you hanging, because they may be just busy and ignoring, this and that, because it's not their time and they don't see the importance. And yes, there is some of that, but at the same time, people again are really busy. Nikki Elsing, who shared this with me, She's, told me about it, told me where to look to see the ABC investigative report. I saw her message to me. I was really busy getting ready to go on vacation, and we left, went on vacation. We were gone for quite some time. Came back home, got busy with life, because when you're gone, how many Facebook messages, how many texts, how many emails do you get? So it was just tons and tons and tons. I totally forgot that she wanted me to look into this. And I was a very bad friend and spaced it out. And I thank God every single day that she followed up with me. And she's like, Michelle, I'm really sorry. I don't want to bother you. And, this might not be for you, but did you get an opportunity to watch that ABC investigative report? And as soon as I saw her message to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm the worst friend in the world. She's been thinking that all these things. And she was thinking, oh my gosh, Michelle thinks that I'm in this pyramid scheme. What is she doing? I mean, she had all these thoughts going on in her head. And I just plain forgot. And I can tell you, my mom is a crazy busy woman in the business world, and she forgets about stuff all the time. And I always tell people, just bear with her. We all need reminders. And so she got back to me, and I went to a meeting actually the next day, and we enrolled the day after that. And so if she wouldn't have followed up with me, we wouldn't be here today. And I was just a bad friend and forgot. So people are busy. So just remember that. But also, if they leave you hanging and it feels weird, just be direct with them and loving with them, and just say, I just sense maybe that, this is uncomfortable for you, or maybe you're not interested in this. That is totally fine. Our relationship means the world to me. If it's not for you, if you don't want to hear anything, that's totally cool. And sometimes then people are like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I've been meaning to get back to you. I started texting you, and then I got, sidetracked. And then I got all these other messages. I'm sorry. Or else they'll just say, yeah, it's just not for me. And then when you get a no like that, you're like, thank you, Lord, that you just at least told me no. So don't assume that they're trying to ignore you either, because it just happens.
Yep. All right, you guys. So what I would take away from this, if I was you, would get your calendar out, and for the next 15 days, carve out as much time as possible to get people introduced with this, follow up with those that you've already introduced this to, and get as many people registered for the event because it will have a major impact on your organization. And sometimes, the fruits of our labor take 6 months, 9 months. Some people we sign up now, it's been years. But the more people you talk to right now, keep following up with and dripping with, it could be their time down the road. So share it as fast and as much as possible. So.
Just do as much as you can, you guys. Sign up as many PCs and distributors as you can this next time, because this is such like I said in the beginning, it's such an opportunity. I can't even tell you how excited I am for you guys. We have watched people go from 0 to Pro 5 in no time by taking advantage of these opportunities. So we have story after story, but it takes work. Whew. But we love you, and we're here for you. Reach out to us. Those of you that we've never met before on other teams, we can't wait to meet you, and whatever we can do to help you all, we're here. And love and blessings. If you need anything, right here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope this was helpful in some way.
Yeah, absolutely. Great information. I'm getting thank yous and yahoos and yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.